Well, race number 1 will be at 11:55. It's over 1,600 meters, and it's a maiden plate for fillies and mares. And with 9 races carded on Wednesday, we'll try and bang some cash here in race number 1. Let's bring up the field and have a look at the horses. I can tell you that horses in single figures at the time of recording. Number 1, Nautical Landing, is at 2-1. Number 2, Pull a Fast One, at 6-1. Horse number 5, Her Royalty, is at 22-10. And number 8, Jet Lavish, is at 18-10. So that's the betting, horses in single figures. Well, Mike Miller looks to have a very strong hand here with number 1, Nautical Landing, and Her Royalty, numbers 1 and 5. Tristan Godden, the stable jockey, has gone for number 5, Her Royalty. And I think the reason being is that the daughter of Red Ray, number 1, is coming off a 3-month layoff. So she may be likely in need of the run, or maybe it's just a choice from Tristan on which horse he thinks could be the better of the two. From Nautical Landing's last start behind Sweeter Than Honey, they've been winner and 2 subsequent winners, and she'll have the run of the race from draw number 1, and she enjoys racing forward. The distance will be no issue for her. Her stable companion, on the other hand, has got racing fitness on her side. What's very interesting is that she goes over 1,600 meters, and when you pull up her pedigree, you'll see that the dam won 6 times over 1,000 meters, but she's done well up to 1,400 meters in her career thus far. And her last start, whilst there are no winners from that form line, I think the best to come out of there was Tuscan Star, who ran second, and of course ran second to a horse called Safari Lodge. And that's when I come on to my outright choice, which is going to be number 8, Just Lavish, who was 3rd behind Safari Lodge last time out. That was a very good win from the Peter Muscat runner. I don't know what happened with this individual. Maybe it was the draw that found her out, that she was used up to go and race up handy, because she had nothing left over the final 100 meters or so to put in a fight. She just faded in the running, but stayed on for 3rd. She does have a wide draw to overcome, but Gavin Larena is in town. Look at his strike rate with Kumar and Naidu. It is a healthy one, and I think the poly track will be no issue for her. So race number 1, I'm going to be tipping them 8, Jet Lavish, to beat number 5, Her Royalty, and then number 1, Nautical Landing. I'm expecting no spooks here. I'm expecting a form result, but all in here with number 8, Jet Lavish, Com Naidu, and Gavin Larena. We're on to race number 2, which will start off the bar pot. It's over 1,600 meters, and this is a maiden plate. Well, let's have a look at the field. That will begin at 12:30, leg 1 of the bar pot. As we bring up the field, I'm going to go with horses that are in single figures at the time of recording. Number 3, Always Shining, at 5-2. Then we got number 6, Deputy Chief, at 5-1. Number 7, The Octagon, at 5-2. 9, National Award, which is at 28-10. And then there is a first timer here from the stable of Dean Canamere, numbers 11, See the Future, and that is priced up at 8-1. Just want to go to the front of my form guide, which is the computer form, and Dean Canamere's comment for See My Future, race number 2, horse number 11, will need the run. So not today for 11, See My Future. I really like the look of number 3, Always Shining, from the stable of Dennis Bosch. Rachel Venica, good treble over the weekend at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. She's on a high. One of them was for the Dennis Bosch yard on a horse called Ricardo. She knows this horse. She's partnered him 3 times for 2 places. And she also has a nice healthy strike rate when she rides for Dennis Bosch. A horse that's at home on the polytack, 4 starts for 3 places. Last 2 runs just finding 1 better. And that last start, which was on the turf track behind Lancia, did put in a game effort that day. I think bought on the poly track from a good draw, this is the horse to beat. I like the horse strong. I think that the horse is a banker in the bar pot. Of the balance of the fields, well, you can make a case for a few of them. Number 6, Deputy Chief, was well beaten by Deception Pass, but we know that the Mike and Adam Azzi runner has since come out to win again in Gauteng, so that form line is looking good. 7, the Octagon, and 9, National Award. Well, we'll have to paint them with the same brush because they finished behind View the World last time out, running third and fourth. If you can recall, in that race behind View the World, there was an odds-on shot in the race called Industrial Strength that was scratched. And El Capitan from the Garrett van Zyl stable went off as the favorite. And this horse, View the World, from the Paul Lafferty stable, won a really good race, beating El Capitan, who went off as the favorite after the scratching of Industrial Strength, but had to settle for second. So, whilst there have been runners from that form line who haven't shaped up yet, these two horses, there shouldn't be much that will separate them. Number 7, the Octagon, and number 9, National Award. They could be dangerous to my top choice, number 3, Always Shining, but I think Trifectas and Quartets, they look to be the obvious horses in the race. But I'm all in here in race number 2 with horse number 3, Always Shining. Horses to play around with Trifectas and Quartets, the obvious ones, numbers 6, 7, and 9. Place accumulator will begin in race number 3, so note that a time of 13:05. It's over 1,700 meters, and horses that are in single figures here. When we bring up the field, it will be a field of 9 runners that will go to post, and this is how they're betting at the time of recording. Number 1, Officer in Command, that is at 4-1. Number 3, Spelling Bee, is at 22-10. Then we have horse number 4, Down by the River, which is 7-2. And we move along to number 5, Royal Swan Master, at 8-1. 3, Captain Casey, at 4-1. And it is double figures, the balance. Well, I'm all in here. Really like the look of one horse in the race. Went for that last time out. Found one better in Shampompo Shampizi, who won a very good race. But nevertheless, he ran a game race, number 3, Spelling Bee. And from that form line of his last starts, this is going to give you all the confidence that you need. Number 1, Officer in Command, was in that race. He ran third. He came out to win. A horse that lost the rider and finished last was called the Shepherd, who came out to win over the weekend. So there's been 2 winners from that form line. You can add to that Command Pilot and Kayomai, who have come out to run second. It is a form line to follow. Just the one concern for this horse is that he debuts on the poly track. So all he needs to do is take to the surface, which I'm hoping that he will. In fact, I'm confident that he will. We know that the Dean Kanemayer runners, they run well on the surface. They do exceptionally well on the poly track, and I'm hoping it's the same here with number 3, Spelling Bee. So that's going to be a banker for me in everything. Number 3, Spelling Bee, at around 22-10. Of the balance of the runners, well, number 1, Officer in Command from the Mike de Cock-Yard, super ride Muzieni last time out. What a win, beating Command Pilot. Will have the run of the race from draw number 1, also debuting on the poly track. Number 4, Down by the River from the stable of Peter Muscat and Tristan Goddenup. I think this horse will run well on his current form. Royal Swan Master, the other runner from the Dean Kanemayer stable, I think you're going to have to include for Trifectas and Quartets. Captain Casey, who tops the best weighted column, hasn't earned that rating over 1,700 meters, one might add. He's been best up to 1,600. So 1,700 meters is an odd distance. But nevertheless, number 6, Captain Casey, will be partnered by Gavin Larena. And then Bomb Bomb from the Wendy Whitehead stable, a strong front runner on the day, 53.5 kgs on his back. I think he should go well if overcoming the draw and going to the front. Maybe he could be staying on for the minor positions. But race number 3 for the Gallop TV preview show, it all points to one horse, takes to the poly track, he wins. Number 3, Spelling Bee. We're on to the 4th race now, and this will kick off the big one. The pick 6 on the day at 13:40, 20-2. It's over 1,400 meters. This is a fillies and mares, a 91 divided handicap, which means it's a B division class. So, at the time of recording, there's been a scratching of number 6, Red Roses 2. So I'm not going to read out the betting because I'm sure there'll be adjustments in the betting here, because Red Roses 2 was priced up at around 9-2. So when you have a look at the field, whilst there's some quality to speak about in the race, this race, I really like the look of 2 runners. And I think those 2 runners are going to be good enough for the Gallop TV Preview Pick 6. And it's going to be number 2, Zinakele, and number 8, Perella. Well, Zinakele is a poly specialist. All of her wins have been on the poly track, all 5 of them. And then you have a look at a course and distance record. Well, 3 of those 5 wins have been off the course and distance from 7 starts with 3 places as well. And although she does carry 61 kgs here, which is the top weight in this field, I think she's earned her mark of a 93 on the way she's been racing on the poly track. And her last start wasn't the worst of runs, because I think she was just 1 pace throughout the race. She was not herself on the day, and under the circumstances of the way she raced, I thought it was a fair run. Her penultimate start behind Malcolm's Dream was a good effort, where she was doing her best work at the finish from a poor draw. You look at her draws at the last 2 starts, 10 out of 10, 7 out of 9. She's now drawn 2. She is the poly specialist. She is the horse to beat. But I think she is going to have a mare that's going to be a serious threat here, called Perella. Perella has just had the 4 runs for the Dennis Boss stable for 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a fought. Her form is faultless in the province. Her last win, she was pushed up from an 82 to an 86, so it's getting a bit tougher for her as she hikes herself up in the ratings. But I think there's more to come from her. Each time I watch her run in KZN, I'm impressed with the performances. Last time out, she was given a chance by Serena Moodley. She ran through them very easily over the final 200 meters. One clear concern, as I mentioned, with Spelling Bee in race number 3, is that she's also having her first run on the poly track. So we got a horse that is a specialist on the poly track in Zinakele. A rating has been earned on that surface against a horse that's been rated, 86 now, but she's earned a rating on the turf. So it's the poly specialist behind the unknown on the surface in number 8, Perella. But I think both horses make a strong case for them winning here, and numbers 2 and 8 are going to be the play here in race number 4. Once you look past them, then you are looking to play it very wide here in any of your bets. So I think play around with numbers 2 and 8 in whatever bets you are taking for the pick 6. We're going to take a chance, a big bold stance here. 2 Zinakele and 8 Perella. Well, race number 5 will be Jackpot 1, and it's over 1,400 meters. It's a divided handicap for fillies and mares. This is a tough race. If you can try and minimize your spend here in whatever exotic you are playing, you would have done well. So we'll bring up the field, and have a look at some of the horses in single figures. Number 1, Averni Goddess, is trading at 7-2. Then we got number 3, Jazz Diva, at 8-1. Number 5, Magical View, at 33-10. Number 6, Beautiful Rania, at 5-1. 7, Green Valkyrie, at 6-1. And there's money for number 10, Miss Layla, Paul Gadsby's runner, from 6-1. That has shortened into 11-2 Hollywood bets. So I'm just going to give you quick comments on these runners. We'll begin with number 1, Averni Goddess. Dean Canamay's runner. That was a fluent winner of her maiden. She now goes 1,400 meters out the maidens, a distance that she's placed over. When she started off, they put her over 1,400 the first 2 starts. She'll go well from draw 1, but how she's going to go out the maidens, the race will tell. She's priced up at 7-2. Number 3, Jazz Diva. She's been off since December 2023. There is a comment for her in the computer form coming off this break: working well, quartet chance. So include her in all bets. She is a horse that runs well fresh. A rest +1, 4 starts for 2 wins and a place. So they seem to time it right with her, number 3, Jazz Diva, whenever they bring her back. and her course and distance record is solid. 3 starts for 2 wins and a third. So don't leave her out of anything. The stable give her a quartet chance. I think she must be included in all bets. Number 5, Magical View, Mike Miller's runner. Yeah, her last start was a good run, and from that form line behind Ibukesev, Bazane, Emerald Green and Rugga have come out to win. That form line's looking good. Number 6, Beautiful Rania. Her last start was in a group race as a youngster, the Golden Slipper behind the mighty, the super talented, the Equus champion, the KZN champion and KZN Horse of the Year in Quid Pro Quo. That form line has sparked up very well, but Beautiful Rania will have to show how she fares against older horses here on her better form during her 2-year-old campaign. Horse like Green Valkyrie, I think many will include because of the services of Gavin Lorena, with no due respect with any of the other jockeys that have partnered in the past. So Gavin Lorena up for Com Naidu, and Gavin is in town to partner a few horses for Com, and he's picked up some mounts for other stables as well. And then 9, Pour Some Sugar on Me. You can't discount her chances. Rachel seems to get on very well with her, and she can be a bit slow out the gates, and that has cost her in the past. So from draw number 9, I think she'll be given a chance. Hopefully she's not too slow away. And then Miss Layla from the Paul Gatsby stable, well, there's money from her. Hollywood bets. She's now shortened into 11-2. Muzi, and he gets the right tune out of her, and he's won 3 times on, with number 10, Miss Layla. She's actually having her first run for trainer Paul Gatsby, so take note of that. She used to be with the Guard Puller stable. She's changed hands now, and they've engaged the services of Muzi. So it's a tough race to try and narrow it down. I just gave you a guide on the form and what can be expected with a few of these runners. But if I had to use my rule, and which is 10 runners that go to post, so it can't be more than 5 for the pick 6 and the jackpot. My numbers in numerical order here will be 3, Jazz Diva, horse number 5, Magical View, number 6, Beautiful Rania, number 9, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and number 10, Miss Layla. Do I have a roving banker in the race? Well, I do. It's number 9, Pour Some Sugar on Me. I'll be on to race number 6. It's over 1,400 meters, a merit-rated 70 handicap, which is a D division class. And it is a field of 10 runners that go to post. And another tricky race, because if you're trying to minimize your spend in this race, then you're going to have to go with horses that you really like. I think I can narrow it down. Number 1, Bally Magic, Wendy Whitehead's runner, is at 5-1. 2, Mr. Nibbles is at 33-10. 3, Irish Luck is at 7-2. 6, Porfurio is at 4-1. And then number 8, Move to Prove, Frank Robinson's runner, is an 8-1 shot. Well, this horse, Bally Magic, Wendy Whitehead has done a tremendous job with this individual, who's now had, let's call it 4 runs. No, it's 5 runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs for the stable, for 3 wins and a place. Amazing how he's just turned things around, this horse with Wendy Whitehead. He loves racing up Handio in front. Sereno Mudley is there for free. 3 of his wins, of his 5 wins, have been over the course and distance. And of course, the jockey knows him well. You can make a very strong case for number 1, Bally Magic. And I think that he is the horse to beat, trading at around 5-1. Mr. Nibbles, number 2 from the Mike Miller stable. His last start was good behind Rafiki, and he's also nicely drawn at 2. I think you'll get an honest competitive run from number 2, Mr. Nibbles. Number 3, Irish Luck, is Duncan Howell's runner with James Kobeli, James Lihaba, carrying 61 kg here. It is a big weight, and on his last start behind Heaven's Will, I think many will consider including him, but that weight is what bothers me here with number 3, Irish Luck. Night Warrior is a nice outsider. If you're looking for a result, I wouldn't be leaving out the 8-year-old who is still enjoying his racing. He's back for another season from the Dennis Bosch stable. Porfirio gets on superb with Gavin Larena and also loves racing on the poly track. Distance form is a specialist over this distance, 1400 meters, and a horse that I think if he is on song, he'll make a serious threat to my top selection, number 1, Bally Magic. And then one more runner I'd like to mention is number 9, Al Drac. If you're looking for the result, if you're looking for the upset in the race, this is the type of horse that could be the horse that you are looking to provide that result, number 9, Al Drac, who hasn't won in 206 days, but I liked the return to form he showed last time out when 3 lengths behind Fire Tonic. If he just can build on that over this 1400 meter trip, the type of horse that could upset here, number 9, Al Drac. So my horses in numerical order are going to be 1, 2, 4, 6, and then 9. 1, 2, 4, 6, and 9. So that will give you the 5 runners. We're sticking to the rule. There's 10 runners that go to post. 1, 2, 4, 6, and 9 are going to be the play if you are playing it wide. And yes, I do have a roving banker. In fact, I like a horse here called Bally Magic, who'll have the run of the race from draw number 1. I'll make him the horse to beat. It's a competitive race. It's your choice on how you want to play it, your race number 6 over 1400 meters. But maybe number 1, Bally Magic, can go start to finish. The last pick 3 on the card will be race number 7, so you need to work that perm out for races 7, 8, and 9. It could be a nice way to end off your day. A quality field here, merit rated 96 handicap over 1200 meters. And this is the way they're betting. Number 1, Coin Spinner, 4-1, 2 Winter Waves at 7-1. Then we have number 5, Kupuliwe at 8-1, 6 African Skyline at 5-1. There is money for number 7, Proud Master, 4-1 into 7-2. Number 9, Diani at 6-1, and then it's 10-1 and Better the Balance. I'm going to stick with the 4 runners that I like in the race, the 4 runners that the show will be relying on for exotic players, and the 4 numbers going to be number 2, Winter Waves from the Allison Wright stable, who comes in with a nice galloping weight of 53.5 kgs here, nicely drawn at 2. It is a big step up in class for him, therefore the weight has come off his back. But I think he's the type of horse, I really like the way Athandiwe Mgutla rode him at his penultimate start, where he didn't give him a lot of work to do. He's usually a horse that comes from way off the speed, but his penultimate start, when he had a good draw, he was placed and he won effortlessly. For me, that was the most impressive win of his career, which saw his rating jump to a 76, from a 76 to an 83. He's nicely drawn, he's got the weight off his back. I think he'll be competitive, although he is taking a big step up in class. Number 2, Winter Waves. Number 6, African Skyline from the stable of Guard Puller. Now, here's a horse that ran an excellent race last time out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville with the young kid, Damien Pillay. Well done to young Damien. He had his first winner just the other day. It was a good winner as well. But this horse, African Skyline, was way off this pace and came through to run a very good race. Lengths-wise, he was well beaten back in 3rd, but position-wise, he was 3rd behind a talented horse in the Real Prince. If he reproduces that effort, even though he's carrying 61.5 kgs over this 1400 meter trip, a horse that's won 3 times on the poly track, number 6, African Skyline, massive runner. 7, Proud Master has been backed in Hollywoodbets, now 7-2 in the betting. What a performance from him last time out. A great performance and a super ride by Sean Veal. Just the way he came through to win, going away from that form line. Parmenium has come out to win. I'm looking at his rating, and you'll be glad, if you're a Proud Master follower, that he wasn't hiked up anything. 97, which he remains a 97 in the merit rating, number 7, Proud Master, for winning that KZN Breeders 1200. He is a course and distance specialist. 8 starts, 5 wins, and a place. Wow, he runs superb each time he races over 1200 meters here at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the poly track. And then we're on to number 9, Diani from the stable of Dennis Boss with Simonga Kumalo up. The way he won on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day, the sign of a horse that really talented when his mind's on racing. And last time out, well, he brought his A game to the track, didn't he? Number 9, Diane, and he won a really good race. Can he follow up? Well, I certainly think so, even though he carries 61 kg. So I did mention when I spoke about African Skyline, now that I think about it, that if he enjoys the step up to 14, well, it is a 1,200 meter race, isn't it? It's over 1,200 meters. So those are the 4 runners that I like. Anything past that, then you are looking for, you know, horses that are going to drop tickets in the exotics, and maybe that could be the way to play. You look for the result and you get it. But I'm hoping that these 4 horses will be the horses to possibly give us the winner from. Number 2, Winter Waves. Number 6, African Skyline. Number 7, Proud Master. And number 9, Diane. If I had to pick a horse, well, I must say I'm torn between 2 runners. Number 6, African Skyline, and number 7, Proud Master. But the way Proud Master won last time out, the fact that there's early betting support for him, all he needs to do is reproduce that. I think he wins, or possibly not wins. I think he's the horse to beat. It's hard to be confident in this race. So if I had to choose a roving banker for my top 4, 2, 6, 7, and 9, it's going to be number 7, Proud Master. Penultimate race on the card is race number 8. It's over 1,200 meters. This is a low division, merit rated 66 handicap. It's an E division class. Whew, this is terrible. And it's now even worse for me because my top choice is gone. It's scratched. And what happens now, we have to do a rethink when it comes to selections. My top choice was number 5, Hippocrates, and that is out. That's no more. That's scratched. You can see the big red line through the horse. I really like the look of this individual. I actually liked him last time out. Couldn't believe that the horse went out to 20-1 and still ran a game race. But the horse is out, and that's it. We'll have to live with that. I'll now have to do a rethink, and I had a look at it, and I've got a roving banker in the race. I don't have an outright choice, but I have a roving banker in the race, and that's going to be number 3, Paka Imali. Gary Rich and Rachel Vinegar team up. The Hollywood Syndicate, their horses are running well. Gary has done a good job on this horse. Distance-wise, all 4 wins have been over 1,200 meters. Course and distance is solid. 3 wins and 8 places from 15 runs. And I just fancy, even though, you know, 61.5 kgs, 1.5 above the benchmark, engaging the services of Rachel Vinegar is a massive plus. The horse will now carry 60 kgs from a good draw of 3. I've watched most of his races throughout his career, and I think some of his better runs have been when he's, you know, there with the early pace and speed. And I'm hoping that's going to be the case here in race number 8, where that draw is not wasted. He's up with the early pace and speed. And over this course and distance, I think he is the right roving banker in the race number 3, Paka Imali. So that's going to be my roving banker. When I look at the balance of the horses, number 1, Space Cowboy, has been off for 3 months. He's carrying a big weight, 61.5 kgs, but he's nicely drawn at 1. They often time it right with this horse. From his both wins have been rest +1, first run back from a break. Brave Voyager, I think he could feature on his better form. Master Blink came right down in the ratings last time out, and for those that caught the wave, well played on backing him from 14-1 into 9-2. Brass Bell is tipped by Jermaine Maraj in the computer form. That horse will keep many interested. And then Lulu the Legend for the MJ Odendaal stable. Well, he is a horse that is unreliable and poorly drawn, so he'll have to answer a few questions on Wednesday, number 10, Lulu the Legend. So it's a tricky race here. I think I'm happy with my roving banker in the field, which is number 3, Paka Imali. I can't give you any confidence with the balance of the runners after number 5, Hippocrates, was scratched. So trifectas, quartets here, the way to go. Try and minimize your spend if you are playing the exotics, but I'm going to go number 3, Paka Imali, as my top choice. And the lucky last is race number 9. It's over 1,200 meters. It's a fillies and mares handicap, and it's another low division class. But I'm a bit excited about this race because there's lots of form to work with. It's very difficult to be confident with horses. But in this race, I'm a bit excited. I've been waiting for a runner here that comes up. But let me give you horses in single figures. Number 1, Pantier at 7-1. Number 3, Prankster is at 6-1. 4, Bearded Gown at 11-2. 5, Puff of Smoke at 7-1. Then we got number 8, Swiss Paradise at 5-1. Number 9, Pretty Analia at 5-1. 10, Drive By is at 8-1. And horse number 11, Perfect Trust, is at 6-1. So there are horses that appeal in black and white. Some are in good form, others are not. Some are coming down in the ratings. Some have better draws than others. You need a bit of luck from those barrier positions with some horses that are poorly drawn. But all said and done, I like a horse here. And I've been waiting for this. I said I'm a bit excited at the top of this preview. Well, it's for number 3, Prankster, from the stable of Garrett Van Zyl. Now, this individual won, he's had 12 starts. She's had 12 starts. And she won, quite early on in her career, where she was a winner in a work riders race with Aaron Kabende. Now, Aaron is a character, and I remember that interview as well when she actually won that day. But nevertheless, she won in a work riders race. Since then, she was given a rating of 73. Since then, she seemed to battle a bit because they took her to Cape Town. Cape Town is actually where she won that work riders race. And after she's come back from Cape Town, I've been keeping a close eye on her here on the poly track, where she's had 4 races. And with each run, she's actually improved nicely. She hasn't been too far off them her last 3 starts. 1.5 lengths, 1 length, under 2 lengths behind Drive By. But there's 2 things that we have to take into account here. Number 1 is her rating drop. Her rating has come down now to a 62. So she has come tumbling down in the ratings. And then the barrier positions that she's jumped from, 11 out of 11, 7 out of 7, 7 out of 9. She hasn't been blessed with the best of the draws. She now cracks a good draw, which is draw number 3. If there is a factor that is a slight concern for me, it could be the distance. But I think that the draw is going to help her, see this 1,200 meter trip out. She's there for free. She goes over 1,200 meters, where she's had 1 place, which was a second. That was 1 place from her 3 starts over the distance, which was a second. So it's not that she doesn't stay, but of late they've been racing over shorter. So she's got a good draw. She's dropped down in the ratings, and 1,200 meters, I'm hoping will be no issue. If this is the right time to go for her, well, hopefully it is, at around 6-1, I'm hoping that she is the horse that we're going to go for here in race number 8, horse number 3, Prankster. Once I start looking for horses here, it becomes an absolute nightmare because you can make a case for a number of them. I'll just give you a few that you can possibly consider for larger pick 6 and jackpot perms and whatever bets you are playing here in race number 9. Number 1, Pantier, is threatening, and on the recent form from a good draw, you certainly cannot discount her chances. Bearded Gown, I think, with the apprentice claiming and having had a winner over the weekend, a very costly winner for me, I must add, that young Boertes ride for Tony Riverland, but nevertheless on Connery is what he won on, costing me the pick 6, but that is how it goes. Number 4, Bearded Gown, I'll include in all bets. 5, Puff of Smoke will get my vote. Swiss Paradise, and number 9, Pretty Analia, number 10, Drive By. So it becomes a wide open race once you start looking for horses here. But I'm going to go with number 3, Prankster, at around 6-1 in race number 9 to possibly close things off at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Suggested bet now coming up for race number 5 over 1,400 meters. Let's get straight into it as we bring up that bet. It's jackpot 1. It's 9 races on the go, so it will be race number 5. Jackpot 1, we're going to go with 2, 4, 5 runners. 3, Jazz Diva. 5, Magical View. 6, Beautiful Rania. Horse number 9, Pour Some Sugar on Me. That's going to be my roving banker. And number 10, Miss Layla. So 5 runners there. Leg 2 of that jackpot. Number 1, Bally Magic, who's going to be my roving banker. 2, Mr. Nibbles. Number 3, Irish Luck. Number 4, Night Warrior. And number 6, Porfirio. I like an outsider in the race called 9, Al Drac. So for my jackpot, it was between 6 and 9. And I've opted for 6. So if you include one more runner there, my suggestion is include number 9, Al Drac. And then on to race number 7, where I've gone with 2, Winter Waves. Number 6, African Skyline. 7, Proud Master. And 9, Diani. 2, 6, 7, and 9. And then how do we close things off? Well, in this race, I like the look of this horse called Hippocrates, who is now scratched. So we're going to leave Hippocrates in that bet because we're not going to change it. I don't know which horse is going to go off as favorite. So we'll leave the scratching in of number 5, Hippocrates. Number 3, Paka Imali becomes my outright choice, but I back that up with number 1, Space Cowboy. And that perm, if you multiply it out with the scratching in the last leg of number 5, Hippocrates, will cost you 245 times 245 is 25 times 4, which is 100, and 100 times 3, which is 300 Rand, including that scratching in the last leg. To you, the valued racing fan, have a blast. Find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a very successful day for you if you are playing at Hollywoodbets Greyville on this Wednesday on the poly track. Nice to have 9 races on the go. And until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.